Yo, 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 everybody, what's going on? Welcome to episode 5 of Pro Corner. I'm your ChanManV, and today we've got Mr. Ekop here on to coach us through some Shaman. It's going to be our first Shaman show. What's up, Ekop?
Woof woof.
Woof, woof.
It's me. It's the Doggy Master Ekop
That's right.
now in Cloud 9. And yeah, still going strong, even though I'm kind of frustrated with that at the moment. But yeah, I'll
Well,
see what we can do today with the awesome class that is Shaman, my favorite class.
yeah, it's one of my favorite classes, too. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be walking through, guys. Those of you who've never seen this show, what we do is we have a pro come on, and Ekop here today, and he's going to walk us through a single deck that he's been playing. And we're not only going to just talk about the deck like we've done on Value Town, that sort of thing. We're going to actually play through it, have him actually coach us through the live games, talk about key cards, key combos, mulligans, in particular matchups. What are like the cards you have to have, that sort of thing, and really go in depth in each of the matchups. But let's start off by just talking about Shaman, Ecop. So you said it's your favorite class. Why is it your favorite class?
I mean, Shaman, the spells of Shaman are very flashy. And yeah, I mean, no pun intended. Obviously,
Lightning.
very, very flashy spells with all those bolts and flames and whatever.
Hmm.
Um, But yeah, I mean, they are really powerful spells to begin with, which is why most of them have overload to make them a little bit to give them a little bit of a drawback.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, those sh- because they have this overload mechanic, they are really good on the turn you play them. However, which makes Shaman like a very good tempo class. You can make very good tempo plays with
Hmm.
it to like get ahead on the board or just race properly.
So looking at Shaman right now in the metagame, how do you think it how do you think it does against like a lot of the popular classes like Rogue and Druid and Warlock?
At the moment, Shaman is in a very bad spot
Hmm.
when it comes to lettering, since Druid is pretty much. I mean, we had Druid last time, right?
Hmm.
Which kind of deck? Which kind of Druid did you play?
It's more
Did
mid
you play
range
Pokemon
than
or the
it's more
mid
mid
one?
range. Hmm.
Still with the combo, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
what
mean,
Druid deck doesn't have the combo these days?
yeah,
But
I mean, as you guys know, Hearthstone pretty much at the moment relies on combos
hmm.
very often. Like if you cannot burst down your opponent in one single turn, then your deck is pretty much useless most of the time. Um,
It's true.
but however, that kind of combo is what Shaman has. Like Shaman has the Wind Fury minions or Wind Fury weapons even,
Hmm.
and then you can use Rockbiter and have a massive burst of damage, along with cards like Flame Tongue Totem as well,
Hmm.
to deal an insane amount of damage in one turn, which is possible. It's not that easy as with other classes. Like Miracle Rogue, for example, will draw its whole deck, so it will always have the combo. And Druid needs less cards and has better card draw to get to the combo.
Hmm.
So Druid pretty much does the same thing as Shaman would do, but it does it easier. So Shaman is like kind of a bad version of Druid right now. If you would compare it to Token Druid, for example, the one that I was playing at DreamHack,
Hmm.
it's pretty much the same thing. You see many similarities in when it comes to that deck in terms of like playstyle.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Shaman just has worse card draw than Druid, and yeah, the combo is harder to set up.
Okay. Well,
It
why
has
don't
it has less practical use than the Shaman one.
yeah? Why don't we jump in the game and why don't we just take a look at the deck so that we can kind of talk specifically about the deck that we're going to be using, and this type of deck. I was just talking to Ecub about it just before the show. Shaman, the I guess the most standard Shaman deck really hasn't changed that much in a long time. I'd have to say, even before season one, I think the Shaman deck has looked fairly similar. I mean, there have been a little bit tweaks here and there. Like after Fight Night, Alkir I think was introduced after you guys. We're playing it during Fight
Mhm.
Night. But outside of that, you see the usual suspects like all the removal cards except for Fork Lightning, Feral Spirits, Unbound Elementals, Drakes. So talk to us a little bit about, I mean, maybe just the minor differences maybe you're seeing nowadays versus long ago.
Yeah, I mean, the base build for Shaman has been pretty much set at Fight Night, um, back when Shaman was actually still strong.
Hmm.
I mean, I had like a couple of victories with Shaman, like 3-0s and stuff.
Hmm.
But so Shaman definitely has the tools to like be a very good deck. Um, yeah, so the base is pretty much still unchanged. Like, why would you change a winning team when it keeps winning? So what you have to do is pretty much find those cards that are bad in the current metagame and replace them with cards that are good in the current metagame.
Hmm.
Usually, it's just like kind of just a couple of tech cards, which you would have one off in your deck. For example, you see that Lava Burst and Doomhammer in this particular list, um, which they are there because pretty much the existence of Miracle Rogue. Playing against Miracle Rogue is to be faster than him. You have to just rush him down, and cards like Doomhammer and Lava Burst do it very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, Doomhammer, like you said, it kind of leads to at least one of the options for combos at the end with the Rockbiter and that sort of bit, which super important against the Rogue. Talk to us about the defenders. So you have two defenders in here.
Yes, the defenders are have always been a kind of essential part in the Shaman deck.
Hmm.
They have very good synergies with the totems of your hero power, making those kind of useless 0/2s into fearsome Void Walkers
Hmm.
with ability.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and um, overall it's just a very good card for the Shaman because the Shaman is a tempo class, and yeah, like one of the key components to a tempo deck is being able to attack your opponent while still like being good on the defense, like keeping the board clear, for example, or just having good minions on the board that
Hmm.
survive enemy attacks, and which is what the Defender of Argus provides. Like it provides good offense by buffing your opponent, by buffing your minions at stats, but it also provides good defense because of the taunt. So you can race with that card very well.
Yeah, and you kind of bring up a good a good topic too, which kind of wanted to talk about, and it's really the style of play for Shaman. I mean, the, I think what's cool about Hearthstone is that each of the classes kind of requires a little bit of a nuance, like how you play it. And Shaman, I think, is one of the classes where you do play completely different than you would play, like a mid range deck or that sort of bit. And you kind of alluded to it with the Defender of Argus, just buffing up a lot of your minions and totems and stuff like that. So talk to us a little bit about that because one thing I do notice is that there's not as much card draw in this deck as you would see in a lot of other decks.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I touched on the fact before that Druid has more card draw. You have those Ancient of Lores, especially, which are huge card draw in the later game. But you have some card draw cards in the deck. You have, like, I count them and I see four.
Hmm.
It's
Yep.
like the Blood Mage Stalnos, the Gnomish Inventor, and the two Esoterics, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So there's it's also sometimes good to just run the Mana Tide Totem, for example, which
Hmm.
is a huge
Yep.
source of card draw, or Gadgets and Auctioneers even. Like I've used to run both eventually, like at some point, um, both with great success. However, the metagame has to be slower in order for those cards to be successful
Hmm.
because yeah, Gadgetson will not draw you cards until like turn 7 when you can actually make use out of your 1 mana spells. After you play the Gadgetson, you can obviously you have no 0 mana spells because they are just bad.
Yeah.
Unlike in Miracle Rogue where you have
You like
Backstabbing
Totemic Might?
Preparation.
You don't like Totemic Might, dude?
Nah, not really. I mean, I've seen people play it, but I dislike the card.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Mana Tide Totem is also very good against control decks. But every pretty much every class right now has the tools to deal with it immediately. So it's kind of like, let's just say, it's kind of like a shield slam, a little bit sometimes a stronger version of Shield Slam, sometimes a weaker, not Shield Slam, Shield Block, that's the card I mean.
Shield block. Okay.
Yeah, because it will prevent damage and it will draw you a card, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's pretty much what Shield Block does for the same mana cost.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes it can get insane, so you draw more than one card, and yeah, but sometimes it just gets dealt with immediately. Worst case scenario, it gets dealt with by a minion, so the card draw didn't really end up mattering even.
So
Yeah.
how like from a I guess priority standpoint, and this is kind of alluding to the style. How important is the hero power in this with this class? Because I'll run into some people that say that they want to try to hero power like every single turn. Others just we'll just hero power just to fill, but it's a great fill given that it's a minion on the board and things like Flame Tongue Totem. Obviously, kind of leads to just the design of Shaman.
Yeah, I mean, the totems are an essential part for the Shaman deck, so you generally want to use your hero power very often, especially because you want to have those totems on board for the Defender of Argus, for the Flame Tongue Totem.
Yeah.
Like, if the Shaman hero power is, if you compare it, for example, to a hero power like Priest or Warrior, right? Which both pretty much say that you heal 2, right? Like Warrior says you get 2 armor, Priest heals 2, whatever. Shaman does do the same, kind of, in a way that it forces your opponent to attack the totems with his minions. And those minions sometimes have more attack than 2, right? So it actually prevents more than just 2 damage. And yeah, so that's also like an upside
okay.
from the.
Yeah, I never really looked at it that way. Plus, they all give you something except for the one.
Yeah,
one,
obviously,
I guess, right?
the benefits of spell damage or healing,
Yeah.
or even the taunt, like those are all good cards. I mean, especially the taunt if you want to protect something, like the Flame Tongue Totem, for example.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean the hero power is just amazing, and that's why you build the deck around it. You want your opponent to waste resources, cards, and like damage from minions to get rid of those totems, rather than your normal minions.
Yeah.
So when you see that your opponent uses like backstabs for your totems, you're always happy to see that, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, why don't we jump into some games, and then we'll continue talking about like more specific matchups here. And let me just get in here, and we're like right in the middle of the ladder, so this is perfect actually. So 5, we'll be running into hopefully a lot of things that you guys watching will be running into, which pretty much is Rogue, Druid, and Warlock these days. I feel like I play, outside of those 3 classes, I probably play 25% of games with the rest of them.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy right now.
For me, I think the most played class after those top 3 was Shaman and Paladin.
Oh, Mage, look at that. All right.
You asked for it.
All right, so with a Mage, we pretty much have 2 different ones, right? Either a Freeze Mage, or what variant of a Freeze Mage, or it's going to be the more aggro Mage with the mana worms and just the sorceress and all that stuff. So how should I mulligan here?
Well, you generally don't want to have you don't want to keep the Rock Fighter, unless you know that it's an aggro mage. But if it's an aggro mage, you can just keep. If you suspect it's an aggro mage, then you can just keep the Lightning Storm as well. It does the same job, just a little bit later. Alak here is obviously too expensive to keep, so you always get rid of him. I would mulligan the Rock Fighter because it is that late game burst potential that you don't really want to use up early.
Okay.
It's obviously going to suck if he's Freeze Mage, so keeping Lightning Storm is kind of a gamble here.
Yeah.
But having one dead card in your hand is not that bad, I think.
Okay, Earth Shock, pretty worthless there, so we're going to wait till the next turn. So this will pretty much be the telling card right here, because all aggro mages seem to always have mana worms, but this one doesn't. It's okay, but he is an aggro mage, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so no real choice here, right?
Yeah, we don't want to use up our Lightning Storm that early unless it's really necessary. what you always have to do with Shaman as well is manage your overload. Like you always have to plan at least one turn ahead
Hmm.
when you consider playing your cards with overload. Obviously, you have to consider what do I want to play next turn? Can I overload myself, or am I forced not to do it?
Yeah, and just kind of continuing on that, next turn we have 3, right? So we could either, so this turn obviously we'll totem, right?
Yeah.
And then next turn we can either totem Earthshock or Lightning Storm, and that would force a 2-mana turn 4, right? Which we have to evaluate too if we're gonna be using it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, there we go.
Like for example, you might just consider hero
Search
powering
it.
up again next turn.
Oh, Rockbiter. Okay, so how
Oh.
important is Rockbiting that mana worm right now?
Hello?
It is very important because that mana worm can get insanely huge
Hello?
very early. However, you want to also use the totem first, I think.
Okay, so we're gonna go
Because
with,
if you get a spell damage totem, you can Earthshock that Sorcerer's Apprentice.
okay, so we didn't.
Which you don't, so you just, Rockbiter here. The reason why you Rockbiter right now and not like wait until you can play Lightning Storm is obviously because the mana worm
Hello?
has a 50% chance of surviving the Lightning Storm.
Yeah, exactly. And man, when the Sorcerer Prince is on the board and they get discounts, they end up casting so many spells on you. So that mana worm can get kind of out of hand. Not quite this early though. Turn 3 is pretty early for all that craziness. Okay, all right. So we've got
I
some
mean,
options.
look at the hero power. I just wanted to mention it already prevented 6 damage, which
Yep.
is what like warrior and priest would have just prevented 4
That's a good
damage.
point. That's a good point. All right, so turn 4. Got some options here. We can Gnomish, get that card draw, threaten that apprentice with just our minion, or we
Yeah.
could just go ahead and remove it and just throw down a totem.
Yeah, I mean, the Gnomish seems like a solid play. It gives you more options for the following turns.
Yeah.
Also, the the lightning bolt would overload you. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you could play your Gnomish then after that next turn. But considering that Gnomish draws a card and threatens to kill that Sorcerer's Apprentice at the same time, it's a very good deal.
Yeah. We've got a nice little, our curve for the next 2 turns are pretty good too, just with minions too if we want.
Yeah, totally.
This mage is all about damage as quickly as possible, especially from minions. And they want to get you down to around, I'd say about 20, especially a shaman that doesn't have any heal. They
And
get
it
you
is
down.
kind yeah, exactly. It is kind of a hard matchup for the Shaman because you have no heal.
Yeah. Pretty
Like
standard.
back in the day when aggro mage was like one of the top tier classes, when Pyroblast still cost 8 mana, Shaman would have like mostly no chance against that unless you played like Earthring Farseers in your deck too.
Yeah, I remember playing that mage, dude. It's like, just throw everything in the beginning and then just have your burn cards, and then you always finish the shaman at the end. All right, so Azure Drake here in trade.
Yeah,
Not trade,
pretty much.
but just remove.
Yeah, you kill that minion with
Pretty
your
obvious here. Okay, so no water elemental quite yet here. Okay, Azure Drake. Oh wow, this is gonna be a great turn. Got a little lightning bolt there. That's perfect for that removal. Or we could get a fire elemental down. Actually, what's better in your?
Did your opponent use the coin already? Haven't paid.
Yeah, he
attention.
used the coin on the apprentice. Turn 1.
All right. That's good because you have to like consider flame strike as well when playing Shaman.
Yep.
So what you could do is either lightning bolt that, or you could fire elemental and sacrifice your Gnomish, which is probably the better choice
Yeah.
considering his hero power can just clear the Gnomish next turn if he wants to anyway.
Get some value from it. All right.
Also, you don't overload yourself and have bigger minions on the board.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. So we're gonna go fire elemental, bigger body, and like you said, it's out of flame strike range too. So
Yeah.
unless he fireballs it, which is absolutely what we want. We want him to use all his burn on our minions.
Exactly.
That will be a really good result here. He does have 1 poly though. I think generally these decks run at least 1. Okay, so he definitely has flame strike. It's kind of obvious, right?
Yeah, kind of. Considering he just used his hero power for the fire elemental.
Yeah.
Yes, it's kind of obvious. But what you can do now is just play the second fire elemental, I guess, right? You can fire elemental that
Can actually
water
burst
elemental.
it too, but
I mean, I would just put another big minion on the board. If he flame strikes, one of the fire elemental that you play right now would still survive,
okay.
and you deal 10 damage to him with your minions
Oh, okay.
this turn.
All right. So fire elemental and then lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got him down to 16.
And you threaten a lot of damage next turn.
Yeah. Another 6 too if he
You're
just
gonna
clears
put him-
out.
You're gonna put him down to 2 health or something next turn.
I'm not sure what he could do to actually stop at least the 6 damage next turn from happening. I could put mirror images up, but got lightning storm. I can. Okay, so he's got to clear that.
Well played.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty much over here. Okay, so question is, we don't have many minions right now. We got the unbound. We got this unbound feral spirit combo, which is usually really really good, but can be scary against the flame strike. Another one.
Look at your
do we
board
just-
and look at your hand. How much damage can you deal?
All right, so we got 5, we've got 8, we got 14, and then we got the flame time. So we got lethal actually.
Ta-da!
There we go.
Magic
We
of
should
Shaman.
we should always do that check. There we go. And there we go. All right. Starting off hot here. Got 1 win already. Good stuff, Ekop. Good stuff.
Yeah, congrats.
All right, that's pretty.
The goal is to get a better score than the Kit Kats.
Kit Kat's. I think he lost 1. I think it was 5-1 or something like that. That's gonna be. You're gonna have to have a perfect record, man.
Oh wow, really? I thought you guys went like 4-4.
Was it Kit Kats? Okay, with the mods we didn't lose, and then we had Kit Kats the next week, right? No, I think.
How
Kit
did
Kats-
you not lose with Priest? Was
Yeah,
it
we
like
didn't.
Angry Chicken
We
Break?
didn't. I don't think we lost with Priest. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
It was pretty crazy.
That's the RNG lack of on us, obviously.
Yeah, I think we only lost once with the Warrior too. So, okay, Warlock.
I
Here
think
we go.
I think I actually watched that. I think you guys played like 8 games, right? Oh no, that was Forsten, I remember.
No,
now.
Forsen, we were like 4-4.
That was
yeah.
Forsten. So
That-
okay,
that
so
was
the goal is to be better than Forsten.
Okay,
Just
okay,
beat
better than
Arkady.
50%. That's all we won on ladder, anyways. Better than 50%. So, all right, Warlock. This is the tricky one, given that you can run into a zoo deck or you can run into a handlock.
Yeah, like the number 1 rule in that case is if you are not sure which deck is this, it is okay to keep Hex. You always actually want to mulligan for the Earthshock because it is very good in both matchups.
Oh, really?
The Hex is kind of alright because it's like your best solution to Doomguard.
Mm-hmm. You're thinking
So-
about Doomguard. Even like the first few turns are so brutal.
I mean, if you don't have the solution to Doomguard, it's just wrecks you completely.
Okay.
So it is actually okay to keep the Hex. And if it's a handlock, then the reward of keeping Hex is even
Oh yeah, that's
bigger.
true. That's true. Okay, so are we hoping for lightning bolts too? I mean, as well as Earthshock. I mean, just to deal with things like flame imps and knife jugglers and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that is a really clunky hand.
Yeah, this is
I
not going to
don't
be
like
good.
that.
Please be handling.
I mean,
oh damn.
Usually you can like expect
Okay, that's
that
good.
on this kind of rank 5, it's more likely that he's playing Zoo.
hmm
Usually you can like expect, oh yeah, if he's a legend player, he probably plays handlock, and if it's a not legend player, then it's probably a Zoo player trying to get legend.
Right, right. So this turn, hero power seems to match up well with the mana. In the next week, because we don't really have a turn 3 anyways. But so given that he has the coin and he played Argent Squire and didn't coin and play another 1-drop, or didn't coin and play a 2-drop, does that tell us anything? Is there anything we can read into the fact that he only played an Argent Squire on turn 1?
It's most likely that he's going to buff his Argent Squire next turn,
Mm.
or that he has a Harvest Golem or something like that.
Okay.
Or just doesn't have a 1-drop, another one. So, however, I would not go for the totem here.
Okay.
I would play the Argent Squire still,
Okay.
because it's better than a totem, and you need like all the stuff you can get against Zoo as early as possible to just apply some counter pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
also
blood-
that
be a blood knight,
Argent
please.
Squire will be able to deal with the frog if you decide to like frog something next turn. It is okay to just
Dang
use
it.
the hex for a normal minion.
I was hoping for the hex on the Blood Knight there, man. That would have been awesome.
Like,
Okay,
for
that's-
example, you can just use the hex for the... Oh, actually...
Oh, no, that's a great draw right there.
Huh.
So you're
Yeah,
talking
it
about
is al-
hexing just this, or?
I mean, the Pharaoh Spirit in the situation is okay. But it really sucks if he has another buff minion.
It's not an Argus though, so it still wouldn't be the easiest thing to remove.
Yeah, I guess.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of a pain to just play those Pharaoh Spirits right now, but you have like no other choice, I guess.
If we had another
So-
decent 3-drop, then maybe consider the hex and then turn 4 Feral Spirit. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
you
It's-
have no. Yeah, I mean, you have no decent 4-drop anyway in your hand, so might as well overload yourself now. Better now than later when you want to Doomhammer or Azure Drake
Yeah.
or something like that.
It's tough. It's tough too because again, Shaman doesn't have heal, and I feel so bad taking any damage at any point in this game. It's hard to use your health as a resource when you're playing any of these very popular decks these days.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Must cleanse the
Okay.
Sunwell.
So that was worst case scenario, but he's not gonna crash his wolf. Okay, there you go. All right. Well, no choice here. And I just remove this guy, right? Okay, a taunt. At least we got a taunt there. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's alright,
Buys us
but
a
it's
turn.
not looking good. It's not looking good.
Because even getting the Doom Hammer isn't the greatest because we're taking damage as we're
Mhm.
moving too, right?
I mean, you're still at 28 health, so it's not that bad, but it will be eventually, I guess.
Yeah. Getting rid of that Dire Wolf is going to be huge. Hopefully there's no taunt this turn.
The Azure Drake is such a painful card to play against Zoo because if he has Soulfire for that, it's just pretty much game over. You just pretty much skipped your whole turn, and he just dealt with it with a card that costs 0 mana.
Mm-hmm. Well, he loses a card too, potentially. Given he has 4 cards, he will lose a card.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter because he has enough cards to play every turn.
Mm.
So
Yeah, that's true.
that's why Soulfire is such a good card in this matchup.
All right, we need a Lightning Storm. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Actually, we had a Lightning
Storm.
Storm.
One of the essential
We'd be in
cards.
great shape, actually.
Back when Zoo was even more popular, I was playing White Pyromancers in my Shaman deck,
Yeah, so
which
was I.
really helped a lot
Yeah. Oh
for
my
the
god.
matchup.
Oh, he's not gonna kill my O2? Okay. Okay, just didn't want to lose any of these guys.
Yeah, it makes
Slow.
sense, but it like kind of plays into a Lightning Storm if we get it. Did we
Alright.
get it?
Nope. Didn't get it.
Yeah, I guess you'll have to Doomhammer now.
Yeah, so I don't think we have a choice here, so...
You will take some damage, but at least you can clear pretty much his whole board. I get rid of the Direwolf
Yeah,
first.
that's 4 damage right there removed, and then... Does it really matter? It's probably the Argent Square.
No, not the Argent Square actually.
Oh, no,
because,
the 3-1?
yeah, you should kill the 3-1 because it deals the most damage.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's gonna suck if he has a what's it called? Defender of Argus.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, but it's okay. Still have Hex to alleviate at least the next turn.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, it's really bad.
Yeah, what you want to draw now is Earthshock to kill that Argent Squire.
How about a Flame Tongue?
That's not help.
Alright, so we gotta Hex something here, I think.
Yeah, hex the hex the Alchemist.
And then just kill the Square.
You will take 6 damage from that.
Yeah, it's not
Probably
worth it,
wouldn't.
actually. It's not. I mean, we
Probably
got the
wouldn't. You can like Fire Elemental it next turn, or hope to draw Earthshock next turn, I guess. So just attack the attack the frog.
Taking 6
The
there
game
would be
seems
bad.
to be lost.
Yeah. It seemed to be lost when he got the coin and we didn't have a lightning storm.
Yeah, pretty
This,
much.
this
I mean-
depends heavily on lightning storm.
Maybe you shouldn't keep the hex either and just straight up mulligan for
Oh,
the for the Earthshock.
Well, he did
But
have the
that's-
Blood Knight, so the Hex was probably a smart keep, actually. But we're looking pretty bad here, guys. I think we're just going to remove the taunt, of course. And... I guess just hit face, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Burst him down, baby! Hey, if we get oh man, if we got a Lava Burst, well, we can't draw 2 cards, but I was gonna say, if we have a Rock Biter and Lava Burst, we'd be pretty close.
If it wasn't for that Argus, that game would have been still a little bit better.
Oh, that's nice. Oh.
Yeah, that's game.
Yep, that's gonna be lethal. All right, tough matchup. Even with the Argus, it would have been tough.
I mean, it's not
even if
as tough.
yeah.
It's not as tough if you like get the right cards.
Yeah, if we draw 2 lightning storms in a row, yeah, that's a lot easier.
I
Okay,
mean,
1-1, 1-1.
the deck wasn't tweaked in order to beat Zoo. Let's just say that, because Zoo is not a deck that you mostly find on ladder if you're in the legendary ranks.
Yeah.
If you are still starting up with the Zoo, if you are still starting up in the lower ranks and trying to get legend with Shaman, then you should consider taking Pyromancer into your deck, because it makes the Zoo matchup that much better.
It makes it a lot much better. It's not even a, it's really, really good, actually, compared to this. Probably 50%, way closer to 50%. All right, Rogue. All right, so popular deck number 2 against the Rogue, and you see some aggro Rogue here and there, but for the most part, it's Miracle Rogue.
Yeah, generally Hex is a pretty dead card in both matchups. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's Rogue, Aggro, or Miracle. The Fire Elemental is a little bit too clunky. You don't need it right now. The Defender of Argus, it can be alright, but you probably want something cheaper.
Okay, so what do we want? So I mean, we're looking at 3 cards, but what cards
You
do we
want
want?
a good card to have is Flame Tongue, because it applies some early pressure with the hero power totems.
Do we want Rock Biters? Do we want Lightning Bolts?
Feral Spirit is obviously also a very good early game card.
Okay.
Unmount Elemental into a Lightning Bolt. That's also pretty good to deal with 3/3s and having a big minion on the board.
Yeah, that's true. The Unbound combo is really, really good against
And
this matchup.
it's very important to also have a Doomhammer eventually if you're playing against Miracle Rogue.
But this doesn't look like Miracle here, so...
Yeah, this is pretty much going to be an Earthshock target right here. Although you could also
try it.
totem up and...
Yeah, I think toteming is...
yeah, I mean,
better,
it doesn't
actually.
really matter if you hero power, if you Earthshock that Leopardome right now or later, you might take 2 more damage, but
Oh, that's actually pretty good too. There should be hero powers.
yeah, now you force him to hero power, which
Yep.
is a good thing. And you can still play your Earthshock next turn along with another hero power.
Nice little tempo there. Tempo play here. Alright, bye-bye, Leopardome. Alright, we got a Spell Power Totem too. Not sure he has anything that's 4 damage.
Yeah,
4 health
yeah,
here,
that's
so-
it's pretty unlikely that we're going to need that
Yeah.
unless we want to burst him.
Unless he comes out with Millhouse. Okay. Coin.
Unless you have the SI7.
Yeah. That's a good turn.
Yeah, that's going to be some damage, but you can deal with both his minions by using lightning bolts. Oh, there's the Doomhammer.
Okay,
You don't
so
need it right now.
yeah. Do I want to use both of these guys, or do I want to just use one? And
No, you want to get rid of those minions.
Okay.
You don't have a lightning storm that you could like. If you had a lightning storm, for example, in your hand, then you could leave the 2/1 alive and bait like some more minions.
okay. All right, so we'll totem. Boom. Boom. Okay, that's cool. That's interesting. I would have left the 2/1 personally, but that could have been a big mistake.
Yeah, like he's just going to cold-blood it or something like that, and you're going to take unnecessary damage.
Mm-hmm.
The light protects me.
It's kind of risky to leave it alive.
Alright, so we're hoping for some kind of 3-drop, or...
Or a healing totem.
Yeah, healing totem would be nice, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't want to hex that 1/1. You need that hex for the...
Oh,
club.
yeah, look at that!
That was pretty good.
That was good. Alright, so Rockbiter, we're saving for the Doomhammer? Yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like, eventually you're going to have to kill him somehow. And, yeah, the Doomhammer is the best way
Oh,
to...
Muckla! Wow. I guess he's going to be removing both of them then. No! Going face. Alright, so we have Hex, can deal with the Muckla there, but we get the 2 bananas, which is generally a
huge
good
deal,
thing. It's a
actually.
good thing for a shaman to have those bananas, actually.
That is a huge deal, actually, because a 2/4 healing totem, like... Or in,
Pretty awesome.
Actually, it's just going to be a 1/3 healing totem for now. But what you can do here, you're definitely going to hex the Mukla, but not now. First, you want to get rid of that Divine Shield.
Okay, so I'm gonna banana.
What you have to
this?
do here is one banana on the 1/3.
Yeah.
On the 2/2, I mean.
Yeah.
You can get 1/3, so it's able to get rid of the Divine Shield.
Okay.
It will heal itself up back end of turn. So yeah, now you can hex the Mukla.
Do I want to hex or do I want a lava burst? Actually, I actually have
No,
a
you want to
choice.
hex it because Lava Burst will be used for finishing your opponent off, most likely.
Okay.
And also, Hex doesn't overload you.
All right. So totem.
Yes, Totem is the play.
All right. Good stuff. Yeah, I guess there's not another huge target in this deck, so that makes sense. It's
Yeah,
definitely the
exactly.
most obvious hex target. Ooh, Assassin's Blade. That's nice.
Let's see what he chooses to do with it. Oh, he attacks your Totem. Smart.
Yep.
The thing is still have another banana.
All right.
So
So,
I think...
Doomhammer allows us to remove all this stuff, or do we want to go minions?
Yeah, the minions will apply more pressure. The Doomhammer, of course, applies immediate pressure, but also overloads you, and but the Fire Elemental just applies way more pressure.
Yeah. So fire,
you want to-
banana, right?
You want to kill that 1/1 with the Fire Elemental,
Yeah.
prevent some cold blood shenanigans, and then banana the totem. Yep.
All right. So just clear the way. Make sure we have a direct route for some damage coming up here. Got 16 right now from the Doomhammer, which is really nice. Oh.
Oh my god!
That's gonna be great.
Oh my god, the burst.
Oh man, we got. Never mind. We've got what 22 now. Oh shit. Okay. Oh my
The
god.
light protects me.
We still don't have a lightning
that's
storm.
good. See?
All right, so let's do some math. We can't take him down to 28. I don't think.
No, I mean you don't have to do it now.
Yeah.
You don't have to go for the combo now. What you can do, however, is like
Another fire
Defender.
elemental.
I mean, Defender of Argus might be a good play, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Or actually,
Defender. We could Defender. We could fire elemental flame. We could.
yeah, like Fire Elemental into Flame Tongue seems like a pretty good play.
Mhm.
Obviously, you're not going to have a big taunter, but you might have Sep for that.
For one of them.
like,
yeah.
I mean, all you can taunt up is all the relevant taunt targets. Like you only have one relevant taunt target with the Fire Elemental, and if
Yeah.
he has a Sep for that, then it was pretty much irrelevant anyway.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
at this stage of the game, at this stage, you just have to like not play around the charge.
Okay. So I'm gonna play the fire elemental here,
Yeah,
and then,
And then-
set up for the Argus play next turn. Plus, there's nothing to play with the Argus this turn, really. It's
I mean
gonna
you
be-
can play the Flame Tongue now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so you can use the totem to kill the second Cold Light. So just getting more damage off the board and smashing it for 8 damage.
Yeah, and I think we have
Pretty much
lethal set up.
setting up lethal next turn unless
Yeah.
he kills you now. I mean, there's potential that he kills you because he has a lot of mana crystals and a lot of cards in hand.
Oh god. If he has Shadow Step, then for sure. Shadow Step, even Golem Shadow Step would be pretty scary. Arcane Golem. Okay, so it's Sap.
So he does have the sap, as you can see.
Yep. Alright, so now I know, I'm pretty sure we can't die now. Because Leroy, yeah, Leroy's
It's still
on 16.
possible. It's still possible.
Oh, with prep. Yeah.
No, like Shadow Step. Arcane Golem Shadow Step. Right.
Arcane Golem, Shadows. Oh, yeah, that's true. Arcane Golem,
Arcane
Shadow
Go-
Step.
He needs like Arcane Golem and then
right?
3 Shadow Step / Cold Blood.
Yeah, that's true. That'd have to be the
This guy's
4 perfect cards right there.
But he doesn't have it. Thank God.
This 8/5? Okay. Oh, there's the.
Okay, do you have the tools to kill him now? That's the question.
I don't
You have the...
think we do.
No, you're actually...
Well, actually, we
one
have
mana.
4, 10, 12. No, we don't. I mean, it has to involve the Doom Hammer, and we don't. we don't
Yeah,
have
if
anything.
yeah, exactly. If you had the 1 more mana, then you could also Lava Burst him. That would be lethal.
So we have to taunt out this turn. Whoa! Oh my God! Lightning storms, man. Serious lightning storms here.
Yeah.
But, so
Um,
let's see. We have to taunt up here, right?
yeah, it looks like a pretty tough turn. But what do you want to do here? That's the question. Maybe you just...
We could down us, lightning storm, Argus both.
yeah, that sounds actually like a good idea.
Yeah, that's a guarantee removal at least.
But that will overload you, so you're still not able to kill him next turn. That's the problem.
There's-
you-
no,
if
no,
you
I think
choose not
we.
to-
I
I
think
mean,
we
if you
have
choose
a
not to play around charge again, then you could also just fire elemental.
No, I mean, I think there's a chance for. Where am I gonna go with this?
Yeah, right.
I think there's a chance for lethal.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, there's a chance for lethal. Because we got 16, right? Like with Doomhammer. So there's a chance for it. I don't think he can kill us.
Yeah, you
this
have
turn.
to deal 3 damage somehow. So you could top deck a lightning bolt, or just one of the minions survives, I guess.
Well, probably. Okay, there's 2.
We need 1 more.
What's he gonna do here? Okay, arcane. Oh, we got an extra mana crystal.
Which doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Shit, I forgot. Oh, okay.
Oh, man. Now we are
good.
1 damage of lethal.
No, we got it.
What?
We got 2 on the board, right?
Yeah, 2, but... Oh, wait, yeah,
What do you
you're
mean?
right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm stupid. I forgot the damage of
I was like, there's a
Thanos.
pretty good chance we're gonna, unless he uses Blade Flurry and. All right.
Alright, perfect. 2 for 2.
All right, good stuff. No, that was a tricky.
Oh no,
tricky
actually,
game.
2 for 3, right?
2 for 3. We're above 50%. No, that was a tricky game for sure. Like again, I wouldn't use that second lightning bolt, so that was definitely lesson learned there. Yeah, that road can be really scary too. That road can just come out of nowhere, shadow step you, and kill you in turn 6 a lot of
Yeah,
times.
every damage that rogue can deal actually matters more than you think.
Mhm.
So even that kind of risky play to leave the leper gnome open was could have been devastating.
With the cold blood, yeah.
Yeah, the cold blood doesn't matter in